reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network.
You're logging into your favorite game, grinding out some gear. A couple of points added to your stats, and you have a virtual beer. Max level is pretty cool, but I'll remind you here, my friend. These games are not about the goal, it's about the journey and not the end.
You're listening to MMO Reporter on the MMO Reporter Network, brought to you by Doghouse Systems. Choose your weapons with Doghouse Systems. Audible, find your next great read at audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter, and by GoDaddy. Put your website to work while you play.
Don't forget about your ults you need to cherish. Each and every little character you've got, no matter what level they're at. Don't forget about your ults you need.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of MMO Reporter. This is episode 205. I'm Chris and I'm joined, as always, by the king of amazing pants, Mr. Layoff. Hello, Layoff.
It's going to be a theme with you, isn't it? You're going to be the pants guy.
Forever and ever and ever and ever as I sneeze and my head off here for this show.
I have some deja vu here because I think we've had this discussion like 12 times now.
No, it's only
the
like
exact
3 or 4
same
times.
dialogue.
3 or 4 times that we've done the pants thing. Because
It's Groundhog Day.
Did you know that Layoff was the winner of the fanciest pants contest?
I do know that.
Yes, he's fantastic. And of course you hear Harry Hall there. Hello, Harry Hall, star of stage and screen, and apparently star of slapstick comedy as well.
Yeah, slipped. I fell down the stairs and now my back is killing me. Thank you very much.
You're supposed to say it was part of the routine.
It was definitely not routine.
Well, we've got a jam-packed show full of news this week, so let's get things going. Hey, by the way, I want to know, for anyone out there, I put an episode of, the last, actually, episode 204 of MMO Reporter up on SoundCloud. If that's something that you find useful, let me know, please and thank you. Check out soundcloud.com/MMO Reporter. Just a different way to get our stuff out there, so let me know if you enjoy that and if you want me to keep doing that. Layoff, you've been playing games, yes?
I've been focusing on one game. I've been playing Lord of the Rings Online. I have gotten 53% into my Ettenmore's rank.
Ooh.
That is still going forever. But the main thing is I was focusing on the last 4 factions that I had to max out in reputation. And I have all 4 of them maxed out now.
Congratulations.
And as soon as I did that, and I asked everybody, okay, what do I do now so I can get my new gear? They said, you need to max out 8 more factions.
No way.
Now, they all go to Acquaintance, which is like the first tier, and then they're maxed out, thankfully.
But still,
yeah, you have to max all of those out, and then you're able to get quests for dailies off of each faction for tokens to get your final gear.
okay.
I was like, holy cow.
Wow.
So yeah, I maxed out 10 factions over 1 week.
Is that what you were streaming today? You were streaming some Lotro questing today.
Yes. I did finally get everything maxed out on that stream today.
Nice.
Aren't you bored out of your brain?
No, because everything was just like moving. It was moving constantly. I was going to camp. I was going inside dungeons. I was fighting with a bunch of people outside. In an instance, it was all just...
And here's the thing that because I've been thinking about this a lot, especially as I play more and more MMOs and go around to the different games, and as I was watching Layoff as well. And it's if the gameplay is good, they need to find things for you to do in game, taking advantage of that. So if the combat is fun for you, if you enjoy this part and that part, well, maxing out rep and stuff like that, it's not bad because it's making you do the stuff you like. It's making you do quests and kill stuff and go out and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know if I necessarily mind that. However, if the gameplay is not solid, then it is horrible and should be frowned upon. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
The only thing that was frustrating was trying to find out where I need to go to get quests to do this reputation stuff. Other than that, everything just pretty much flowed together. And if the combat did get boring, since I was out, in the world instead of inside of a dungeon or a raid or something like that, I could actually get on my war steed and just go shoot through the whole camp and just fight everything on my war steed and change everything up. So it felt great. I was out there and doing everything everywhere.
Well, that's good. That sounds like fun. All right.
So after that,
go ahead.
after I got all those
you're not done yet.
reputations, no. After I got all that stuff done, my entire goal was to get my new gear. So I do have pieces of my new gear, and they have a new system where you can put things into your gear to give you different stats. It's slotted armor, so you can put things in there to get new stats. So I've been working on my new gear, at least parts of it. I don't have the whole thing yet.
Wow.
And boy, am I doing a lot of damage now.
I bet. Is it with your fancy pants that you're doing all that damage?
Harry, what have you been doing this week?
Answer the question.
I will take one more week to avoid that question.
Okay, I played Guild Wars 2.
Surprise!
I'm really enjoying doing my dailies in that game. There's actually only one thing I dislike about Guild Wars 2, and that's I pick up tons of loot and junk and trash and stuff, and my inventory bags are always full, even with the convenient option of depositing all your crafting materials into your bank. Even with that, I'm salvaging almost all the gear I receive because it's not suited to my my character class, and it's not worth anything in the open market or at a vendor. So I'm spending too much time trying to clean up my bags, and actually I never have more than 10 or 12 slots free, and then 2-3 minutes later it's full again. And somehow through all that my gear is not progressing. So I'm not happy about being on garbage detail at least a quarter of my Guild Wars 2 time. Do you have any advice on that?
I find that my bank bags get full too. All my crafting stuff gets full. So even if I want to send it all to my crafting bank, I can't do anything about it.
I have that too. I cannot. Yeah. I cannot pick up any more iron ore.
Yeah.
Because it's full. And then you get the dailies, and one of the dailies invariably is gather some resources in a certain zone, and they are always the low-level zones, and that means it's always iron ore.
Huh. I have had great success following the Layoff method of inventory management.
Delete
sell
everything.
It all. Don't
sell
auction house
button.
it. Just sell it all.
Mm-hmm. Well, but then I have to get out of the game to go, because then I'm in a zone. I'm doing stuff, and then
just sell it all. Just trading post it for like a copper. You're done.
I tried that, and then there are some things that I just don't know if I should sell.
Sell it.
Because
sell it.
Yeah, but
sell it. It is the Layoff method of inventory management.
So you're saying I should just
go ahead.
Burn it all.
I should
just basically just empty the bag completely.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if I can do that.
Later on, when you find out that you need the stuff, when you find out you need the stuff, you can start watching for it then. But for right now, ditch it.
Yep, it's gone. I save my cosmetics now. Stuff like that, or something that I'm going to want to use like that. But other than that, it's gone. Gone.
This I now feel how those extreme hoarders on TV feel.
Yeah.
Like, don't take away my junk. I might need that.
It's really hard to get to that point. It's surprisingly hard, and I'd love to hear from anyone else who's in the same boat where they're not hoarders in the way that they're just keeping junk. They just won't sell their junk, and they need their junk. It's not junk. They might need it, right?
It's that dirty piece of crumpled paper might have some use later on.
Right.
Don't touch it.
Right.
No,
So,
it's
yeah. Sell it.
it's a serious. Okay. I will
Sell it.
No, I won't. I cannot make that problem. No, but there are like armor upgrade thingies that you can slot, and this is another thing. Okay, this is why I'm becoming trapped in this pile of junk. So there are in Guild Wars 2 a lot of slottable gear items. So you can upgrade them with stat boosts by putting jewelry and other stuff into them. So you find these, or you get them when you salvage gear that you don't need. So I have a stack of those. But then I think if I use it now on this piece of gear, that might be a waste, because this piece of gear might get upgraded in the next hour. So that means I will never upgrade any gear, and I have stacks of those upgrade things that I don't need.
Lenor, what should he do?
Don't use.
What should he do?
Is there a feature as a sell all button in that game?
There's a sell junk button. I do that.
No, sell it.
Yeah, sell it all.
Sell it.
Drag and drop. It's that easy.
Other than that, I'm having a lot of fun with that.
Right click it all.
I won't go on. I joined a new guild, and I'm curious if that's if it's an interesting experience, because I haven't played in a guild in a long while, especially not in Guild Wars 2, and I hope to have some more dungeon runs, because that's something I'm kind of into right now.
Nice.
I like the open world stuff, but I like a couple of fractal runs. Nothing hardcore, just the experience of doing the group content a couple of times a week would be nice. Other than that, the non-MMO front, Evolve and Dragon Age Inquisition during our live stream to get me to PAX. And I must say, Evolve, I thought about it. We played Evolve, Chris and I played Evolve together.
Yep.
And we had fun. It was interesting. I wonder if I'm still enjoying the game when I get it more. Because part of the fun was not knowing what I was doing and being in total chaos and, ooh, what does this button do? That kind of stuff. But I wonder if I know if I'm actually competent. I wonder if the game has legs. I'm seriously curious about that.
I'm having fun working I won't say I'm competent yet, but I'm enjoying working my way to competence. And I still am playing on the base characters. I haven't unlocked anything yet, and I'm still enjoying it.
Well, it's a pretty game, and the moment that you actually confront the fight we had at the power station, that was a good fight, because then there was this sense of, we know everybody, both the monster and the hunters knew where everybody was, what was going to happen, and still we had to confront each other, and that made for an interesting confrontation. I think the hunting bit, even though it is a fun mechanic, it takes just a little bit too long to get somewhere.
Well, but here's the thing. When we were in that power station bit, which, for those of you who don't know, Evolve, the monster evolves. There's 3 different stages that it goes through. When it gets to stage 3, it can attack the power relay, I think it is. Yeah. And so you get a message as the hunters, and we could only play as hunters because we were in a party. You can't play as the monster then. And so we saw the message that the monster had gotten to the
stage 3.
Stage 3, thank you. And we know that at that point they can attack the power relay. So we just all camped out at the power relay, and we're sitting around setting traps and getting ready for everything. And I can hear the monster thumping around. I can't see the monster, but I can hear this thump, 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 thump of the Goliath. And it was a moment from Alien. Like, where's it going to come from? And then all of a sudden I hear Harry scream like a little girl, and oh my God, the monster's here! And and yeah, it was very exciting. I prefer the monster play as personally. I really enjoy that aspect of it. So I really like when I get to play the monster. The way it works for the matchmaking is you set priorities for what you want to play. There's 4 classes, and then a whole bunch of different characters within each of those classes, and then there's the monster. So it's 5 people per match, and it's just really fun. So I get the monster sometimes.
Well, it is fun, and I enjoyed it, and I'm definitely interested in going back to it. But as I said, once I understand the mechanics, I wonder how long it will stay fun.
Try this week when we're not playing together to go in as a monster.
Yeah,
and
I will.
then
I definitely will.
You will have the time of your life.
Well, even if it offers that for a couple of times, I would have an enjoyable experience. I'll try that. Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yay!
We also
Dragon Age. Why are you not cheering?
I honestly.
Well, hold on. Why are you not cheering?
Okay. I'm not saying it is a terrible experience. We're talking about multiplayer. I'm not saying it's a terrible experience.
Yes, you are.
It is a below average experience. I mean, you've played a lot of MMOs. I've played a lot of MMOs. Us combined, we'll call on Captain Planet. No, that's a different. We ran a lot of dungeons in lots of games. I have not seen anything in Dragon Age Inquisition that is even on par with the beginner dungeons in World of Warcraft. It is just not that well designed. It is a very nice little add-on experience, but I just don't get it why you love it. It's something to mildly like if you don't have any alternative dungeon crawling experiences available to you. But you have access to so many games. And this is not my go-to choice for a dungeon experience. I just don't get it, Chris.
It's fun.
This is the Flappy Bird of dungeon running.
Okay, so I do kind of, the similarities between this and Flappy MMO are somewhat scary, especially when we took you on the one you were, level 9 or level 10, and we took you on the level 16, 17, 18 dungeon. That was a little bit like Flappy MMO. It's like, oh, look, first fight, Harry's dead.
I'm not saying it's a bit mean to compare. I'm not saying it's like it's the quality of Flappy. It's
just
more like
did actually.
If I
moving on.
Okay,
moving on.
No, wait. I'm gonna. This is the way I will put this.
Wait, hold on. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have a performance by Harry Hall as he digs himself further and further into this very deep hole. Go, Harry.
Dragon Age Inquisition dungeon running is to
your
World of Warcraft.
Your eloquence
as
is amazing.
Flappy Bird is to Elite Dangerous.
You know that made no sense, right?
I know, but I couldn't find the right.
Again, your eloquence, your choice of words is just it amazing. Harry.
Who are you calling eloquent? You take that back. What is eloquent? Okay.
Can we move on
but
now?
it's just not. It is okay at best. Why do you choose to do this rather than WildStar or Guild Wars or World of Warcraft or Elder Scrolls Online or EverQuest or EverQuest 2 or name your game? Why Dragon Age over that? And I'm talking again about the multiplayer, not about the single player, which is awesome.
I can get to the dungeon fighting quicker. I don't have to go through all those steps of leveling my character, gearing my character, getting to that point. With every other game, dungeon running is my favorite part, and I have to get to it. With Dragon Age multiplayer, it is it. See, but that's different. That's more action-y. Dragon Age Inquisition is more MMO-ish in its combat.
Okay. It plays identical to Diablo.
Speaking of boring, it's my turn now. And I get to talk about my games that I have played this week, speaking of boring. And speaking of boring, I did go into our 2013 MMO Reporter Game of the Year Final Fantasy XIV. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it finally happened. I played Final Fantasy XIV.
You went in with an open mind, expecting the best, not sarcastically or ironically at all. You just went in and thought, I'm going to have a good time.
Harry, don't watch the live stream. Just don't watch it. Just don't.
He was mostly hacking and coughing.
Mostly. Yeah. I'm playing a gladiator. I want to be a paladin in the end, so I'm starting with gladiator. I'm going to get gladiator up to 30. And the way some of the sub-professions work is you have to level some of the other professions, and then you unlock this other one, right?
It's with every profession, basically. You have a...
well, no, because gladiator, I didn't have to unlock anything to get it.
No, but that's not...
So that's not every profession, then, is it, Harry? Is it?
You start with an archetype, and then you specialize with a job.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So if you are now melee, but you can be a tank, but you can also be DPS. That's basically the...
There you go. Thank you very much. Nothing wrong with it right now, but it sure isn't getting my attention. I'm slogging my way through it to get to the dungeons because you said they are amazing, and so I'm waiting forward to the amazing dungeons.
What level are you?
5.
Are you doing all the quests that you can see?
Sometimes I got out and did combat.
That you shouldn't do. You shouldn't do that. What you should do, and this is the best advice that was given to me to enjoy the game, is follow the main story. And only
that sounds like Dragon Age.
Well, yeah, but at the very start, there are a lot of little tutorial quests, and they are useful because they will teach you the systems. But so you can do them if you want to, or don't do them, whatever. But follow the main story quest and only the main story quest.
Okay.
And that's the most. And if you're not able to do the next bit of the story quest because you're low level, then you can pick up some of the side things. But you mostly don't need to do that, and then you will have a much better experience.
And then I grind like it's 1999.
Actually, I found that I out-leveled, and everything scales, so you don't. It's just like Guild Wars 2 in that respect. You don't. It doesn't bother you. But I started to out-level the story quest levels quite quickly just by doing the things I enjoy doing. Especially if you reach the dungeons, then you get so much experience doing them that there is no. I had no feeling of grind. Except for the first, I think, 2 hours.
Yeah.
That was kind of a hump to get over. But after that, once you know the systems, it's just follow the story and play it like a traditional Final Fantasy game.
Okay. Interesting. I'll keep playing it. We'll see how it goes. Unfortunately, the thought behind me getting this was to be able to play together, but your server is locked, sir. I cannot play with you.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed because I would have enjoyed playing, but there are no regions in the Final Fantasy XIV server world. It's just the server that I'm on is apparently so populated that they've locked down the character creation.
I have found that pretty much all the legacy servers are. So
you're Harry Hall. You can call them up and tell them to unlock it.
I can do that. Yeah, they won't listen to me, but I can do that.
All right, moving on. I did play some WoW. I actually LFR'd looking for raid for the first time, and that was a good experience. Heimal, I think we did, and it was no problem. I enjoyed rolling my face all over the keyboard as we fought the bosses because it was really. Nobody knew what they were doing. It was a Zerg, and no one was focusing on targets or anything like that. It was just like a whole bunch of kindergartners being let out for recess. And that was the fight, and we won. So yeah, that's LFR for you. And some looking for group stuff, trying to get all my dungeon quests done and garrison stuff. I'm now geared almost to 630. Which is kind of cool. I haven't been this well geared since, as far as the tier goes, since Wrath of the Lich King. So
So you're definitely having a good time in World of Warcraft then.
yeah, but very like not as my main game. I go in and do some stuff. I've been meaning to go in and do a whole bunch of questing to clean up my zones and get it all done. And I'm not bothering. I'm going in, doing what I want, getting out. It's good. And since we took a break last week, we didn't get to talk about me hitting level 20 on my Bjorning and getting the Undying title in Lotro. Woo! First character ever. Okay, why are you not excited?
Well, it's not that difficult.
It's the first character I've ever managed to do it on.
That says more about you than about the actual difficulty of it. I'm not... Okay, yay! Give the public what it wants. Yay!
Okay.
Good going, Chris, because even Leonor doesn't have that title.
The
You're a
C,
good boy,
Harry.
Chris.
C. Jerk. I've played Assassin's Creed with cars. The Crew. And wow, that's fun. Like, it's the good parts of GTA driving-wise, but a little bit better. And multiplayer-ish. It's, yeah. I don't know what else to say. It's just... But it is Assassin's Creed with cars. You go from here to there and do missions, and then you don't climb up the towers. You get the cell towers, and you control those.
Right. You don't climb, but you have to go off-road, which is kind of like the equivalent of it. And you do stuff and get points.
Yep. It is, yeah. I haven't played... Have you played Far Cry 4? Because apparently it is also exactly the same.
My experience with Far Cry 4 was, I'm still not sure if I found it a terrific in-joke or if it was a complete coincidence. But you know, if you go into Assassin's Creed, that the towers that you can climb are marked by an eagle that floats around. And if you climb up there, the eagle soars away and you get the view. And in Far Cry 4, you have also, because every Ubisoft game from now on has to, by law, will include... Damn it, what happens to me?
Good talking, Harry. Good talking.
Will include a tower of some sort to climb and to unlock. And if you do that when I did that in Far Cry 4, the first tower I climbed, I got to the top, which was an interesting jumping puzzle. And then I got attacked by an eagle.
Ah.
And I thought, is this kind of a team infighting thing that the Assassin's Creed team is being dissed here by the Far Cry team? But then I heard it might just be a random occurrence because those eagles just are assholes and attack.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. It's just, it's the same game.
Kind of. All right, we're going to move on to the news, but before that, I want to mention our Patreon campaign, patreon.com/MMO Reporter. We have a couple new patrons. Yay! We're now up to $81, getting so close, ever so close to the $100 milestone of releasing our new song. And that's really exciting. I'm looking forward to that. It's really cool. If you'd like to see some specific goals or anything like that, let us know, and we'll look at rejigging our...
nudity.
No.
Oh, okay.
No talk about Lenore's pants.
No, okay. I'll do it if it's functional for the plot.
Okay. Thank you, Harry. So if you want something different out of our Patreon campaign, let us know, and we can play with that.
That would be different.
We start off this week's news segment with actually some sad news. There have been quite a few layoffs over at Daybreak Games, formerly SOE. This is coming out in the wake of the acquisition by the venture capital firm out of New York. Several developers were let go, quite a few, including some senior management. Dave Georgerson, who was head of the entire Everquest franchise, is no longer with Daybreak, formerly SOE. I just want to say SOE. If you look at all their sites, they haven't changed any of the sites yet. They say SOE all over them.
It's just it really sucks.
It's something I think that we all worried about when we were looking at this acquisition by the venture capital firms, that would they try to change stuff, because no longer are they, in the big picture stuff, they are in the make money now stuff. And so developing a game like Everquest Next and Landmark doesn't make money. It costs money. And so it seems to me, just, looking at this so shortly after the acquisition, like the new corporate overlords are trying to balance the books right away.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah,
and make
well,
it as profitable as possible.
And by doing that, killing it before it's time, because that's just not how it works in games.
Right. This is not the layoffs after a release of a game that we see 2 or 3 months after. Every time it's sad, but it's the industry. It's what happens. They bring on a whole bunch of staff to get the game out the door, and then afterwards, not as much staff is needed to maintain the game.
Mm-hmm. This feels No, this feels more like they are handling SOE like it is a car company, like it's a factory. Like, okay, they've taken it over. Now, okay, we're going to trim the fat, change management, and turn this baby around. Yeah, but it doesn't work that way. You have creative people making a creative product that may or may not make money in the long run, but that's the gamble of being in the gaming industry. Yeah. This is not fiat you're taking over.
Yeah, no, and they've also severed ties. Let me rephrase that. From their Q&A that they did, they no longer have a working relationship with Storybrick AI, which was the company that was designing their AI. Now, this doesn't mean that all the work that was done so far is gone and they have to start from scratch. It means that everything that was done so far is still there, but now anything moving forward, will no longer include Storybrick. Which, with the complexity of the AI system as it was described, every time I've talked to anyone from Daybreak, I want to say SOE, about EverQuest Next, this is some complex stuff.
This was the unique selling point for the game. What they were trying to do was make AI an actually interesting bit in the game.
Right.
For the example they kept giving was a bunch of orcs camping out on a road, attacking adventurers to get their money. And once more adventurers would show up, the orcs would find themselves overpowered and pack up their own camp, go somewhere else where the road is less traveled to do the same thing over again. And this kind of dynamic AI would definitely would be kind of like the Guild Wars 2 dynamic system, but with less ties. Creatures and enemies and NPCs would have their own goals, desires, and means of getting their goals that would actually feel much more like a living world. So this was one of the highlights that they presented for both Landmark and EverQuest Next, and this was about this was the main flavor of what would make this different from the standard spawning mobs that aggro when they see you,
right?
Which is one of the weird things. I mean, I don't know if you've had any contact with animals, but if you hit them and you hit them hard enough, they usually run away. They don't get more angry and start biting you harder. It's a very weird behavior we have in games, and this was supposed to actually improve on that.
What worries me is not that they're saying, oh, we're going to take this in-house. Okay, that's fine. It's, oh, look, we've just cut a whole bunch of staff, so we're running kind of lean, and we're going to take on this major game system in-house. Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
Okay.
If they don't know enough about the AI, they're going to pull that. They're going to pull it so they can continue developing the game, and that's wow.
So what do we think? I mean, this is very early times. There was a Q&A, and I've got a link to it in the show notes that said, nothing's wrong, everything's going great. Look at us, we're all happy. I have to say, it was probably one of the most PR scrubbed Q&As I have seen in a very long time, to the point where all the answers were written down on cue cards for them in not very speakable language. Right? There were candid bits and stuff like that, but all of the answers to the questions were all written on cue cards for them. It seemed very stiff. But anyways, what do we think this means? Leonor, I mean, are you thinking that it's going to be canceled coming up and they just go with Landmark, or do you think EverQuest Next is going to be scaled down? Where do you sit on that fence?
Oh, that's just scary things you're saying there.
Because you probably have the most Landmark time out of all of us.
I really hope that they do not cancel Next. That would be just absolutely tragic. There are so many people that are so hyped up on that. And I really hope that they have that AI, that they understand how that works. If they pull that, yeah, that is one of the selling points. But also the selling points are the voxel universe and all that too, where you could do stuff in it. So I don't know.
Well, at least it's still free to play.
Well, then that might not be the case. That might not be the case. They have said that they will continue to evaluate the best fit of a business model for EverQuest Next as they move forward.
And everybody knows, and we look at recent history, that there is one thing that can save an MMO is asking a subscription fee. I mean, we know that this is the way to make a successful game in today's competitive market.
They're going to go buy to play. If they don't go free to play, it's going to be buy to play.
I would love a buy to play version. I would have no problem whatsoever to play $50 for EverQuest Next if it's an actually well developed game with all the features they promised. No problem.
Yeah.
With all the things that I'm hearing right now, I bet you that the game's going to get pretty much rushed.
Oh, that scares me.
We're going to have another. This would be ironic if we would have another Vanguard type situation.
Oh, don't, Harry! Come on! Don't be cruel.
Well, the history of Vanguard was kind of interesting. Going to Microsoft, going back to SOE, getting launched, getting killed.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
And coming back as free to play.
Then getting cancelled again. I'm cynical because I'm depressed. Because I really enjoyed my talk with Dave Georgerson, and I felt that guy was so passionate and was so into creating the best game he could imagine. And the whole EverQuest franchise has, as for most MMO players, a warm place in my heart. So this worries me. It worries me a lot.
Yep, me too. What do you think? Where are you on that fence? Do you think we'll see a scaled back version, or do you think we might see it outright canceled?
I would, at this point, not be surprised if it would be canceled. At least I would. Would I actually wonder if they would cancel Next and stick with Landmark, and then would salvage some of the stuff from Next and put it in Landmark, so we have something that's already launchable and see if we can monetize it.
Yeah.
And then maybe find a backdoor, try to get all the EverQuest Next ideas in later. But I'm kind of worried that that's the scenario we're looking at.
Leonor, how long ago has it been since you played Landmark? Has it been a while, or?
It's been about 6 months.
Okay, so you haven't been in and tried the combat and all that sort of stuff.
No, but I have been wanting to lately.
Well, maybe you want to jump in and come back next week and let us know how close it is to, is there enough of a game there, or are they still far away from having an actual launchable game?
Yeah, I'll jump into that.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see that. All right, let's move things along here. Harry, you've got a story about Elite Dangerous.
Yes, Elite Dangerous has some details about the next patch, 1.2, and they will finally have a workable multiplayer system in the form of wings, and that means that 4 ships can team up, basically form a group, and do group content. And this is a big improvement for a game that was mostly a single-player experience. There was no real way to group up with anybody and share experience or share loot or coordinate. And now you can. And there will actually be content tuned to having to being in a 4-person wing. One of the way Elite handles random encounters is by unidentified signal sources, and they are blips in a system that you can scan down and enter. And once you do that, something happens. Usually a couple of ships spawn, or there is a battle area, or some pirates attack. So these are your random encounters, and they are scaled for a single player. And now they are including more difficult unknown signal sources that are, group content. Which is a good improvement. And they will add the ability to scan those sources so you can actually see if they are group content and how big they are and how difficult they are to complete, which is a good thing because as a single pilot you don't want to be confronted with a huge army of overpowered ships. And they will not allow more than 4 people in a wing, which is kind of disappointing because I would have enjoyed more of a guild-like system. But this is not it. This is not a guild-like idea. This is basically an MMO group that you form. And they want to avoid groups taking over a system, because if groups are too big, they would be able to spread out and basically corner the market on signal sources and then just jump in and take everything for themselves. Mm-hmm. And a 4-player group is just right to do some more challenging experiences with that, the ability to game it and gain a foothold somewhere.
But you could have a player in an Anaconda and then 3 other players in smaller ships to protect the weak spots of the Anaconda, which is basically anywhere that it can't see, right? Kind of around it. It's not a very mobile ship. That would be a very powerful group.
Well, yeah, and that's what they want. That's what they want to do. That's the kind of gameplay they're going for. What I was saying is they limit it to 4, so you don't have a group of 16 roaming an entire system and basically locking all the other players out of the system. But what you're describing is fantastic. One big ship and a couple of crates or smaller fighter ships protecting. That's a Battlestar Galactica type scenario inside Elite Dangerous. That's fun. Looking forward to that.
That would be fun. This was, I think, one of the big missing features with Elite at launch was the ability to really connect with friends at all.
Well, yeah, you could have a personal group, and that meant basically your own universe that you could share with your friends. You would even have a universe-wide chat in that, and nothing more. I could group up with a friend and not be able to chat with him if he was not in the same system. Mm-hmm. And I would not be able to complete content with him. I would not know his shield status or what he was hitting or be able to assist him. And all those kinds of UI little thingies are also added, so you can actually see what your friends are targeting and what they are, how healthy they are, so if they need help. And
that's cool.
This is... Yeah, well, that's the basic stuff that you need for an interesting cooperative dogfighting experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's more Wing Commander-like.
It's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be some fun. Now, if only I can get my guns to fire.
If only I could drive.
Chris, I cannot believe that you cannot get your guns to fire in Elite Dangerous.
You think I'm joking, and I know it seems like it's like, I know I've gotten some message thinking that it's a bit that I just can't get my guns to fire.
I don't understand that. How do you do that? Do you have guns?
Yes, I have guns. We'll go in game sometime, Harry, and we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do that on the stream on Saturday. We're going to be streaming again on Saturday morning.
We will be doing Elite Dangerous. Yes, we will do Elite Dangerous, and we will get you to fire your guns.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it sounds like an ED joke somewhere.
ED in many terms, many
all the interpretations that you can think of that abbreviation.
All right, moving along and making them proud to be our sponsors, GoDaddy.
They're so happy to be associated with
They
us.
provide all of the hosting and the domains for the MMO Reporter network. I really, really like them. I have used them when they are our sponsors and when they are not our sponsors because I really like the service and I really like the price. Using the code MMO149, you can get a $1.49 domain. I actually used that just a little bit ago. Got a new domain for us. And then MMO30 will get you 30% off your entire order. So let's say that you want to get some hosting set up. You can get 30% off your entire order, which is good if you want to buy the 5-year hosting plan. You're all set. Get 30% off the whole thing. That's pretty cool. And Audible, audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter. Go check them out. You can sign up for audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter. You get a free month of Audible service, which means you get 1 book credit. You can download any book in their library for free. You get that free month, and then you can keep that book forever. And then if you decide to continue being a Audible member, you will get 1 free audiobook per month. And they've got some pretty long ones in there. 20-something hours. Yeah, it's kind of cool. And last but not least, Doghouse Systems. Use the coupon code MMO Reporter, and you can get Rambogo. That's right, double your RAM. RAM, buy one, get one. So use the coupon code.
But if you buy one and if you buy one and you get one, that's what you get. What you do is you buy one and you get
free.
2.
Buy one, get one free.
Yeah, but then it's Rambogov. Then it's Rambogov.
Okay.
It's the Russian
Rambogo.
equivalent.
Rambogo.
It's
All right.
Rambogov. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense.
I'm sorry, Harry. I'm losing you. I'm losing you here. I can't hear you, Harry. Oh, I can't. Oh, sorry.
You guys like dinosaurs.
We like dinosaurs.
Me, Grimlock.
There was a game that was called The Stomping Land. It is just like a survival MMO that is out right now, like Rust, H1Z1,
Z1.
There's a Z. That's only if you're Canadian.
Yep.
Which I was
Or
thinking about
British.
that today, but I'm going to talk about that later. Anyway, unfortunately, this game is they think that the lead creator of the game has left and is not contacting any of the staff to pay them or do anything like that, and the lead creator has just gone away and severed contact. So now the staff, the people that are making all of the models for the dinosaurs and doing all the arts and all the things that you have people do to create a video game are starting to just leave because they're not getting paid. This kind of sucks. And this is on Steam. It is an early access game, and you can, for some reason, still pay for this. What do you guys think about that?
First, you said it was a game it was basically a zombie survival horror game, but without zombies and added dinosaurs. That's right?
Yes.
It's interesting that you had this. Yeah, Resident Evil, obviously, the zombie survival horror games, and the same people who made that also made a game called Dino Crisis, which was actually Resident Evil with dinosaurs.
That's right.
So it's been done before. So that first, but the main meat of the story, no pun intended, and if it was a bad one, is the actual is the actual fact that this is a game that's not finished. The developer is hiding under a blanket somewhere, in a fetal position, no doubt, and you can still buy it. That's kind of a sucky thing.
I have actually reached out to Valve for comment and received a very hearty cricket sound in return. No luck getting any sort of comment from them. Not that I, to be honest, expected anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's still available right now. I can go onto Steam. I can look at that right here. It is, where is it here?
Yeah,
Early
this is one of the games I was
access-
actually
oh.
looking forward to jumping in on, and all the other survival ones, survival sandbox games that are out right now that are all huge multiplayer games where people are just, killing each other and teaming up and building things together and stuff like that. Kind of like a Minecraft type of feel, but with some sort of threat going on. And I was really looking
Just-
forward to this one because it wasn't zombies.
But are you? Do you think, Chris Leonor, that Valve is responsible here? If that Steam has a responsibility here?
Well, I can no longer find the buy button, by the way, on this game.
So the story is basically moot.
A little bit, but up to several days after I'm trying to find here where I can buy it, but I can't.
Oh, I don't see it.
There you
I
go.
don't. Oh, we saved the community.
We did it. We did it.
Yes.
What we did was we start a story that was full of righteous indignation
Yep.
about how dare they sell a game. Oh wait, it's not on sale anymore.
Well,
And we
but
take full credit.
when we
Welcome to MMO Reporter,
we did
the
our
podcast
research.
that you will hear a week after this discussion, which means a week after we found out you will have had 5 minutes of absolute terror and horror. But oh my God, what are they doing to these? Oh wait, this game is already out of sale for a week.
No, for a day.
For a day.
No, when you listen to this,
Maybe about 24
Oh,
hours.
when you listen to this, yeah.
when
No,
you
'cause
listen to this,
we talked
it's a
last,
week ago.
We talked last night, Leonor, and we looked at it and we did our research, and it was still available for sale yesterday. And then I sent a message late last night, and look at that. You're welcome, community.
Boom.
You're welcome, Steam community. That's what we do here at MMO Reporter.
You killed it.
We are amazing. We are amazing.
This is your
Okay,
allegiance,
so
isn't it?
hold on. This is where I wanted to go with this when I put this article up in the first place, other than saving the world. I was going to ask you guys if anybody's going to invest in any kind of early access game on Steam now. Is this something that we should always consider now, and just, if you're going to pay the money, this might happen, but just play the game for what it is for the moment?
Early access is like backing something on Kickstarter. You are not buying a game. You are funding development because you believe that this game will be worthwhile. If you expect to get something finished out of it, if you expect to do anything but donate your money to the developer, then don't do early access.
Mm-hmm.
Harry, agree?
Well, yeah, but the same goes for Kickstarter. You
Yeah.
are gambling. You are gambling on something, and I think this game is.
No, I think sorry, I hate to interrupt, but I disagree with gambling is the word that you need to use. I think you are donating to the developer is what you need to look at it like.
You take a gamble. Let's be very honest. There is a good chance that you will at least get something. I mean, it's not like you will. It's not like you're donating to charity. So that's why I don't agree with that. But you don't know if the product is what you want, and you don't know if the product is going to be finished. And we've seen a kind of a long line of examples recently of Kickstarter games that reached their goal, that got into development and didn't finish, even though they got the money they asked for. The most high-profile one was the Peter Molyneux Goddess one.
Oh, that's still going. Yeah, I've been reading those stories too. That's wow.
On which Peter Molyneux publicly imploded and self-destructed and broke out into tears during an interview.
I'm
Because,
never talking to the press again. You're driving me
Yeah.
out of the industry.
wait, 5 minutes later, he's giving another interview. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But we've seen a lot of this, and this is just one example. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take the gamble, because in a lot of ways it will work out. But there is always this risk. It's not a pre-ordering system.
And we've seen lots of success too. Mike Selenker, the guy who does the Pathfinder Adventure card game, had his book Maze of Games come out and be a great success. They just put Unspeakable Words. They didn't know another one that he was supporting with that. And some really, really great stuff. If you like Veronica Mars, you can thank Kickstarter for that movie. Right. So
And on early access, I mean, Kerbal Space Program was even at its earliest stage was a fantastic experience, and they only improved upon it. So thank heavens for that. If I would have to wait for that game to finish, I would still not have Kerbal Space Program. Instead, I've played over 60 hours of the game, which is one of my favorite games of the last decade.
yeah. All right. So I think we need to move things along here.
It's not on sale in the Dutch store either.
Yeah. There you go. We saved the world.
You saved the internet.
That's right. Leonor, this is for you. This one here.
Oh yeah.
Gotta love this one. Do you know this one at all, Harry?
Look at what's happened to me.
Yes.
I can't believe it myself.
We're watching this show with my kids.
What show is this again?
Oh, wait.
Content violation.
Suddenly
Yep. Absolutely. Here we go.
What is this again?
Good time.
I'm somebody else. Believe it or not,
Working on it.
all I could feel.
Greatest American Hero.
That's right.
Is that with the guy with the that finds a
red suit?
suit but loses the manual?
Yes, that's the one.
That was such a cheesy, terrible show.
Oh, it was amazingly bad.
It was fun.
Bad.
It was fun, but it was a terrible show.
All right, we've got a few mentions here real quick at the end. This one, Bill actually put this into the show before he got sick. They are making an Asteroids MMO. I think I speak for all of you when I say, no thank you.
No, you don't speak for me.
Really? Are you going to add some curse words to that? Because if not, I don't want to hear it.
Look, let's just forget about the age-old, the household name of Asteroids. It's just a open world space MMO with crafting and survival on an asteroid. Sounds pretty damn cool to me, actually.
That's not what they're going to do, though.
Right.
Yes, that's what they are going to do. That is what they're going to do.
No, it's not.
That is the game.
Elder Scrolls Online.
You're building your own outpoint
Q&A that is coming out about how the free to play MMO is going to work. So Harry, you added this one. Why don't you talk about it real quick?
Well, one of the things in the Q&A was the question, is Elder Scrolls Online going buy to play because of the systems of Xbox Live and PSN not allowing subscriptions, which is not the question anybody asked, but this is a PR fluff piece, but it doesn't matter. The answer is, and this is the answer from Elder Scrolls Online team, this decision came about from more from the perspective of listening to what our community members had to say and analyzing their playing habits. We came to the conclusion that people wanted to play the game and make their financial decisions based on their playing style, not on a firm fixed monthly cycle. Wake up!
Oh, jeez. What? Sorry?
What he's basically saying is what everybody said when Elder Scrolls Online launched is, we don't want a subscription.
Right.
That's what everybody said. Everybody said, I want to play Elder Scrolls Online. I don't want to pay a subscription for it. And after a year of lackluster sales and a broken game, they come to the conclusion that after listening to their community, they do what they should have done in the first place.
Right. Okay. So yeah, duh. And this is so sad. Harry, you're sitting down, right? Do you have Kleenex nearby?
Yeah, what's happening?
Okay, I'm really sorry. This is just breaking news. Transformers Universe is shutting down while in beta. It will not launch. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Harry.
Poor Jagex. I'm so sad.
You don't. You don't. I've never heard anyone cry with a smile on their face.
I'm not smiling.
All right, Laynor, you have a quick mention as well.
Yes, I was playing The Secret World last weekend. Not last weekend, 2 weekends ago. and somebody actually stopped me while playing and messaged me and said, "Hey, my name's Sonny, and I love listening to the show. I listen to the show on the bus all the time." I was like, "Thanks."
That's awesome. Thanks, Sonny. I hope that we haven't made you get funny looks from laughing like Carrie does when she's on the bus, especially with Harry's just heartbroken reaction to Transformers Universe shutting down.
I am sad. I'm crying. I'm crying on the inside. Believe me. I find this is such terrible news.
All right, we've got some email here. Let's get these moving. All right, this one's from Scott. Hey, guys, love the podcast and have been listening to almost every episode on Stitcher for over a year now. Woo, Stitcher. Yeah. My favorite episode of the past year was Leonor's solo show. If I hadn't been driving, I wouldn't have been rolling on the floor laughing. Good stuff. How is Megatron doing?
That was the episode that I played dubstep on.
Oh my God. All right. The reason I started listening. The reason I started listening was because an indie team called Forged Chaos restarted work on a project called Trial of Ascensions, which is an MMORPG in development that I follow. I listened to MMO Reporter to help me understand the current MMORPG scene, and I think you guys run a great show. Thank you, Scott. Trials of Ascension just started their Kickstarter and don't have a lot of exposure. If you guys could review the Kickstarter in your podcast, I'm sure that would be a huge help. So, it looks very solid. So they are currently, that's a big goal, $600,000 goal. They are at 23,000, but they're still pretty early days in this Kickstarter, 25 days to go. Trial of Ascension is a sandbox MMORPG set in the ever-changing world of Tervarus, where the primary focus is the story of your characters, challenges, and triumphs. It is in development for the PC and Mac by the team at Forge Chaos using the Unity engine. So we'll have a link to the Kickstarter in the show notes here, and you can check it out yourself to see whether or not it is worthwhile. Here's the thing. We've just talked about Kickstarter, so we're not going to talk about that whole thing. So we'll leave it at that. We will link it to you, and you can check it out. And he closes...
Ed Griffins.
Right. It has Griffins. Anyways, I know you guys have a new song to unveil, but I like your current theme so much. Please don't change it. We're not looking to change the theme song, just to release a new song. It's so catchy that even my wife, who doesn't play video games, sings along. I'll never forget to cherish my alts again.
That's a great compliment. Thank you so much.
That is fantastic. And then from Hagu, the subject of his emails was Grats on Undying and my Harry joke. And this is towards you. Having not played Civ with him, I really like Harry. I think the joke there is that he likes you because he hasn't played Civ with you. So now that comic makes a little bit more sense now, which is basically a comic that says, the Soviets have agreed to take John Denver into space next year. John Denver in space? That's wonderful. That's news we can all be joyful in hearing. That. Pause. You don't suppose they're going to bring him back, do you? That's like you playing Civ, Harry. Nobody wants to play Civ with you twice. They play it with you once, and then they know you cheat, and you're a horrible person.
You cheating bastard, you.
I don't cheat. I have a military.
He just wins. Like Charlie Sheen.
I win like Charlie Sheen. Winning, yeah.
Winning.
But that's
Harry
not
has tiger blood.
But that's not the type of winning that actually gets you to win the game. It's more like losing, but with a smile.
Yeah. All right, Harry, why don't you let people know how they can contact us?
Okay. We have a website that you can visit, which is MMOreporter.com. You can email us at mmo.reporter@gmail.com. Please send us our emails. We really enjoy reading them on the show. You can tweet us at MMO_reporter, at Harry Hall, at Leonor, at MMOBill, and we miss Bill. He will be back hopefully soon. We have a voicemail that you can leave messages on at my English. 616-666-6778. And finally, we have a YouTube channel. Oh, no, not finally. We have a YouTube channel that you can watch all our video content, even including the upcoming content that will be created at PAX East coming March. And that is youtube.com/user/MMO Reporter Network. And finally, if you like what you hear, you can support us. And we will appreciate all bits of support, even if it's just a nickel. Just go to mmoreporter.com/support. And if you can donate something to keep us up and running, we would very much appreciate it.
Hey, I missed an email from Borador Duran, who suggested I check my landing gear in Elite Dangerous to get my guns to fire. Yeah, it's not my landing gear being down that's the problem.
Do you do raise your landing gear, do you?
They're up, yep.
Because otherwise you won't be able to fly very fast either.
Yep, got that. Anyways...
just don't get it. What are you doing with that game?
Thank you, Leonor, for
you know what this sounds like? This sounds like you're getting into a Ferrari with a stick shift, and you keep changing the gears without using the clutch. So every time you're like, and that's what it sounds like to me.
Oh, okay, sorry, totally off topic. You know what's a ton of fun? Playing the crew on Xbox One with Top Gear snapped to the side. Watching that while I play the crew.
Anything's better. Right? Anything's better with Top Gear snapped to the side.
Yes, but it's a car game, and I'm watching car stuff while playing a car game. Anyway, thank you, Harry, for recording.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And all that stuff. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Don't be so excited. And Leonor, it is always such a pleasure to host you and your fanciest pants here on the podcast. It's just absolutely wonderful.
I'm collecting Hello Kitty stuff now.
So Transformer Universe is really shutting down?
Thanks to all of you out there who have been listening to the show week after week. We really appreciate it. We hope that you come back next week and download the show again. Maybe come hang out in the chat room at some point. Monday nights, 10 p.m. Pacific at mmoreporter.com/live. Come check it out. Thanks, everyone, for downloading the podcast week after week. We really appreciate it. We hope that you download it again next week. But most importantly, we hope to see you again. Bye!
Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Don't forget to check out all the other podcasts at mmoreporter.com or by clicking on any of the links here. And please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MMOReporter. Thanks, everyone, and see you in game.